I titled this, Don't Let It Stop You. And as I was running today, things came up. After Thanksgiving, I'm gonna be real with you. I went ham on Thanksgiving, literally. I went ham on Thanksgiving and I felt it. I felt it today and I had to push through it. Okay. But I just want to tell you, there's going to be times in your life where things aren't fair. There's going to be times in your life where things aren't going right. Some of you are in seasons and you've been in chapters for a long time, right? Maybe somebody's walked out of your life. Somebody has done you wrong. Maybe something didn't go through. Maybe you started something and it quote unquote failed. Maybe things didn't turn out the way you wanted them to turn out. But I'll tell you this, I know this in life. Okay. And it's easier said than done. I get it. But don't let that mindset stop you. Yes, it's going to be hard, but don't let that mindset stop you. I need you to tap into I can do all things type of mindset, right? I need you to tap into God got me mindset. I need you to tap into I'm going to make the world respect my greatness. Can't nothing stop you guys without your permission. Don't let it stop you. Yes, it can slow you down. It might can hold you back. But at the end of the day, can't nothing stop you. I know things have tried to knock you out. I know things have tried to end your life. I know things have tried to make you feel like, oh, there's nothing more to your life. But these things cannot stop you. You are listening to a person right now that's looking you in your eyes and talking to you that's been through it. I might not have been through what you've been through, but I've been through a lot in my life. I know how it feels to lose everything. I know how it feels for people to turn their back. I know how it feels to be criticized by the public eye. I know how it feels to fail. But you know what? I also know how it feels to rise above. I also know how it feels to make that setback, to turn that setback into my major comeback. I know how it feels to allow that setback to set me up for something greater. Okay, guys, you just got to make up your mind. You got to say, okay, my life is at rock bottom. I'm going to use this rock bottom to make God the rock of my life. I'm going to use these broken things just things in my life. And I'm going to use all these broken things to build my life, to rebuild my life into something better. Well, famous quote, a quote that you guys know that's famous because you guys shared it is, let your hardest times build your strongest faith. Let your hardest times build the greatest you. Going to 2020, I want you to think about what's the greatest you look like? What are you around? What are you doing? What type of environment are you in? Because I know a lot of us, we want just things to change, but things aren't going to change without making changes. That's the thing that I'm going to echo every time I come onto this live. Okay, so it's time for you to say, okay, how can I use this to build me? It's time for you to say, no matter what comes in my life, no matter what tries to hold me down, no matter what tries to knock me out, I'm not going to let it stop me. No matter how many people don't believe in me, I'm not going to allow it to stop me. No matter how many people have walked out of my life, I am not going to allow it to stop me. No matter how many people didn't show up for my event, I am not going to allow it to stop me. No matter how many people didn't like my post, I am not going to allow it to stop me. No matter how many times I've tried to do something and it didn't turn out, I am not going to allow it to stop me. No matter how many times I tried to better my health and it just feels like I'm not making any progression, I am not going to allow it to stop me. Okay? Because when you come into that mindset, two things are going to happen. One or two things are going to happen. Either you're going to find the way or you're going to create the way. Period. Either you're going to find the path or guess what? You're going to create the path. But you have to have that choice. I'm listening to this book as I run because I listen to books. I don't listen to music. Listen to this book as I run, and it talks about how environment and community is such an important part of success, right? What you're around, what you're putting your life around. What are you listening to? What are you tuning into? What are you tuning into? Okay, you just got to make up your mind. A made up mind is one of the most powerful things in the world, guys. When I made up my mind today, I said, listen, I'm going to go run 6 miles. And trust me, 6 miles, listen, I'm not a person that 6 miles is easy. Some of y'all it might be easy for, but I made up my mind to that. So you know what? I'm going to run 6 miles no matter what, no matter how hard it may be, no matter how impossible it's going to seem, how tired I get, I'm going to get how out of breath I'm going to be. I'm going to continue to finish. I'm going to start what I finish. I made up my mind in 2009. So some of us, we've made up our mind in the wrong way. We made up our mind in a negative way. We made up our mind that nothing's better is going to happen in our life. We made up in our mind that our past is the greatest times in our life. There's nothing in our future. And we live like that, right? We made up in our mind that our life is going to be full of suffering. So we surrender to that suffering, right? Make up your mind in a positive way. Make up your mind that says, I'm going to keep progressing towards the greatest me. I'm going to keep trusting God, even though things aren't looking the way I think they should look. That's faith, because things aren't going to go your way. Things are going to go the way they're supposed to go, that God intended it for it to go in your life, right? I want you to make up in your mind that you're going to focus on appreciation. Make up in your mind that you're going to see the beauty around your life instead of the negativity around your life. Right? I could easily focus on something negative today. I could easily think like, oh, you didn't do the fastest time or you did blah, blah, blah. I could easily decide that or focus on that. But I decided that I'm going to focus on greatness today. I'm going to focus on loving my kids today. I'm going to focus on loving myself today. I'm going to focus on loving God today. You have that choice, okay? You choose what you focus on, and what you focus on is what you will feel. So please, 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 please don't let it stop you. Whatever is trying to stop you, sicknesses, don't let it stop you. I know it's hard, but don't let it stop you. Say, I'm going to continue to live my life because I'm not going to live my circumstances. I'm going to live my faith. I'm not going to live as if I'm going to stay here forever. I'm going to live and move towards the place that I know my life is going to be. That's what faith is about. And if you have a championship mindset, you got to have faith. You got to have faith. You got to. Right? That's the point of life, because if you don't have faith, then more than likely you're gonna surrender to life. You're gonna live in reaction mode your whole entire life. You're gonna react to everything. But leaders, they don't react. Leaders are very intentional. Leaders step out even when other people don't want to step forward. Leaders stand up even when other people want to sit down. Leaders decide, you know what? I'm going to lead the crowd instead of following it. I'm going to go the right path instead of following everybody else. Leaders decide that I'm going to stand out instead of fitting in. Leaders do that even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's not popular. Okay, so some of you watching this right now, maybe your family isn't on board with you, right? Maybe it's a certain mindset that they have. Maybe it's your friends or whatever. And by you stepping out, people kind of look at you funny. People say you change. People say, look at that person. Look at you. Like people think that, right? I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's always the people criticizing your change that will never change. A person like me that's in love with change, that's in love with moving forward, I'm going to never criticize somebody's change because I know that's where the beautiful part of life is. Okay, so it's about getting around mindsets, even if you got to get online. It's about making sure your environment is full of growth, not full of people trying to hold you back. Okay? Whew. I'm excited, guys. I just got finished running, so my energy is up. Sorry for talking so fast, but you guys know when I'm going, it's coming from the purest place ever, man. And think about how December, right? How in December you can shift your mindset. How in December you can say, you know what? I made up my mind. Okay, I keep saying that word. What does made up your mind means? It means that there's no other options. It means you don't bring a towel to throw in. It means you ain't going back. It means you ain't retreating. It means that you ain't turning around. You made up in your mind a real decision. A real decision cuts off the rope bridge, right? You burn the boats. Right, you get to the island of change and you burn the boats because you don't need to have the boats because you stand over here. That's what made up your mind is all about. Making up your mind is all about. So in this month, make up your mind. Who are you going to be in 2020? What are you going to do in 2020? What kind of change you're going to create in 2020? Make up your mind, body, and soul. And then from there, it's just about staying consistent. It's just about staying committed. And when you stay consistent and committed, I promise you, you will grow. A part of the greatest you is understanding influence, is understanding how you're influencing people, how you're influencing your family, how you're influencing your coworkers, how you're influencing the people that at the trail that you don't even know. The greatest you always want to influence people to reach higher, right? To go further, to faith it out. And when you look at your life, are you giving off that? Like if you couldn't say one word, if you really evaluated your life, if you stepped outside of yourself, would you be inspired by you? Whew, that's it right there. That's the question I'm going to leave with today. If you stepped outside of yourself, would you be inspired by you? All right, let's get it, man.